Why hello everyone. I'm going to be checking out The Division 2 today. Recently it got a 60 frames per second patch. It was more of an unlock. They didn't actually do an optimization patch. It just unlocked the frame rate and my goodness, does it feel good. So yeah, The Division 2. It was a dynamic 4K 30 frames per second title on the previous generation. Now though, they simply toggled onto the game a 60 frames per second mode that, my goodness, does it make it feel good. I mean, I cannot overstate how much better this game plays at 60. I'm just going to go over a little bit in this video. I noticed that coinciding with the release of the patch, the game and its expansion, Warlords of New York, are both on sale for $9 in the US. And imagine they'd have regional pricing if you're watching from a different country. So I'm going to go through, just show you some of the differences. If you hadn't played this one, say you did have it at launch and in the past few years you haven't touched it, well, they have changed quite a bit. Mostly, they have turned it back into all the best parts of what the Division 1 has become later in its life. Main things, more exotics and gear sets to go after. Those were some of the main complaints people had at launch. They're just, you didn't have a huge reason to keep coming back. Excuse me. The lack of gear sets, the utter lack of fun exotics to go after for gear and for weaponry, they really, really hurt the longevity of the title. I mean, there is a pretty decent-sized map here overall. You go through, you've got all of Washington like you always had. They added in the Pentagon, which has a few good missions in its own safe house. They've got a couple of raids. I've only done them a few times in the pickup groups, but they're both really fun. They have all these classified assignments. If you owned the Year 1 pass, you get that's like the only thing held back in that Year 1 pass are all these blue asterisks. Purple blue. Cat blue, maybe. Those are all from the Year 1 pass. They've got the manhunts, which are their season mode. I've just been going through this one at my own pace. Spoilers, Feilau is bad. If you haven't played Warlords of New York, there's no way getting around that. The moment you load the game up, it's pretty much Feilau is bad. Bad things happened and she got very upset. So they've got both the main game and the expansion on sale in a perfect timing, I would imagine, to coincide with this. Oh, I mean, even go up here. Yeah, there's a lot up here. There's the New York expansion, which isn't as big as the first game, but still pretty meaty. I'll look at that in a second. They've got missions that are later in the game. This is all endgame stuff. If you never played any of it, don't worry. By the time you get here, you won't have remembered any of this. This was like a precursor for Warlords of New York that everyone got. A couple of missions on Coney Island. They added another stronghold that you got to unlock each week if it's part of everything. Kenley College is finally opening again. This was like a smaller little area that had some more puzzly environments that you could build up a really cool rifle. And then they added in the Summit, which is 100 floors of randomly generated enemies on each one. And you just go through, have fun, it gets harder and harder as you do it. So it's like a gear and skill check. And at first it was pretty boring because you didn't get anything for doing all of it. Thankfully, they've added things like this project here, where after you clear 30 floors, which really isn't hard, just takes an hour or two, you get an exotic. That type of stuff has been huge for the longevity of just an incentive to keep playing they of the manhunt, which if I go here in the seasons, see they always have stuff going on, including this Resident Evil set, which is why my guy looks like an Umbrella Corporation soldier. But you go to the track, and you can see, I mean, I've only been playing since the patch hit. I've already gotten 30 levels, and they just give you tons of stuff, tons of new sets. This goes, oh my god, I missed the first 2 months of this, so I feel like a dick, but it is what it is. Hopefully I'll get to like at least 50. But yeah, there's just a lot of, there's always something to do. The leveling process is damn fun. If you haven't played this game before, leveling up, I'm actually going through a new character right now with my brother just to experience it all again, because it's been years since we did anything like that. But that's enough standing around. I need to do some, you see this project here? They're doing this for, I think, another week or so. Daily Resident Evil tie-in stuff, and you just get some, well, I've gotten all of, actually, you know what, I don't even care about this. I have gotten all of the apparel. So if I do it, I do it. But I've got me a Jill sandwich. Doberman head. Liquor head. Like there's T-virus. You know, they just got a bunch of nerdy little tie-in stuff that's fun. Zombie hand. So that's what the daily project will get you. And then as you level up, you get the caches and the keys, which get you the outfit. So if you're interested, they've got the 3 outfits. Boy, that Chris Redfield one looks like a scrub. It's not their actual faces, it's just their clothes, but boy, that guy's face looks bad. I only need the pants, then I'll be done. I'll be very happy. Look pure umbrella. But let's go show you the New York map. So, boop. And being on next gen, oh my god, everything loads so much faster. It's so good. It was so slow before. You see here, New York, it's a small section of New York compared to what was in the first game. Still quite a bit to do. I actually have a, why does it show me a quest there? Weird. So yeah, there is quite a bit to do at New York, which is always nice. There's not a ton of main missions, but the ones that are there are very good. It was a solid expansion and is absolutely worth $9. So here, just imagine this taking roughly 45 seconds. That's how long it used to be. And now you hold X, and then boop. Starting to go, that was maybe 6-7 seconds. I'm sure someone will time that out, and that's it. You're done, and that's everything. And half the time you're staying, if you're staying on the same map, it's 3 to 4 seconds. It's phenomenal. But the main thing here still, I mean, the updates are the updates. They've been there, and I've been doing the summit for a bit, so I'm on floor 40 right now. Probably get my ass kicked. But the updates are the updates. They've been there. They've been happening. The biggest difference now is this 60 frames per second mode. Having that mixed in to everything they've added, like that load was very fast. Didn't used to be that fast. 60 frames per second mode added on top of that. Just the overall experience of playing this game is so much better than it used to be. Oh boy, it's dark in here. All right. Yeah, so the summit it's pretty basic in its premise. It's go through and just clear room after room. Some rooms have really difficult enemies. Some of them have some unique mechanics where you've got to take things out first before you can do any damage to anyone. It's way more fun than it was originally. Oh boy, yeah, this is going to be tough. Well, this isn't going to be a super long video, and if I die, that'll end it there. Because, man, I am using one of the gear sets right now where I mark people as I hit them. They get that little red icon on their head. Anyone else I mark, and I start critting, they all take the damage and they die like those two did. That type of stuff alone is such a nice thing to build towards, to have an incentive for constantly playing, because the game wants to be your, oh, I just want something to play tonight, I'm going to play it type of game. And it didn't have that at launch because everything was just built around yellow gear. Just the regular, like, yellow tier sets that are pretty boring. They're the high-end gear. They don't really do anything special. They're just percentage damage increases. They're not fun mechanic changes like The main set I use right now is this one. It marks everybody. Oh boy, I'm on fire. Yeah, so it marks everyone. You can really spread the damage around. It ends up putting more World of Warcraft like mechanics in there, which is always a very good thing. Boy, NPCs that set you on fire so you can't aim down sights are very annoying. Yeah, the actual moment-to-moment gameplay is just fun. The loot feels better. It's easier to understand. Now everything's just more of a basic bar. You have a main stat and two substats, and there's just a bar that indicates how good it is of a roll. And that's, you know, boom, one floor cleared. They give you a checkpoint every few. When it's a really hard floor, they'll give you one normally. So I can just keep it where it is there, head back to Washington. It loads really fast, and I'm good to go. Finish off, show you some of the gear. I mean, it's just so much faster. I cannot emphasize how much faster it is. The heck did I get one with that? Oh, complete a boss floor on the summit. Hey! Well, there you go. As I said, it always feels like you're doing something. It always feels like you're working towards a goal. So they've added in a lot of these named weapons. So they've got better perks or ridiculous. Like the roll on this is essentially almost perfect. When you see it's the bar is full, you got that orange shading behind it. That means that rolled as well as possible. I just got this test subject one, so I'm gonna probably go over here. So this is all endgame stuff. You don't have to worry about any of it until you get deep in the endgame, which can, you know, it can take a while if you're taking your time, but they added this in, the Recalibration Station with the New York expansion. So you can go into your gear, save stuff, or so you get your core attributes on that, things I can pull off. So like, you take a piece of gear, you strip one stat or talent off of it, and then you can add that on to anything. So I can take this thing I just got, the health damage, and I could actually up that to 19% because I've pulled a 19% health damage off of an assault rifle before. It ends up being a very basic, easy system that just lets you customize. You get one piece per gear you can change, so if I ever get a maxed out health damage one, I can literally have a fully maxed out in every stat assault rifle now, instead of having to get 8 billion drops hoping to get that. The game is absolutely gorgeous. There have been some tech breakdowns of it. It's not always 4K, but on the Series X it really seems like it's always 4K. On the Series S it's pretty much always 1080p, and it is pretty much always 60. It feels so much better to play. In those gear sets, there are things like hardwired. See there, whenever you use or cancel a skill, the other one's automatically reduced by 30 seconds, while adding to your damage and repair. Spread out status effects, you know, dots like in World of Warcraft or an MMO. Like these things are fun, game-changing perks to work towards, and they didn't have that before really at launch. They had it in Division 1 and it was great. Did not have it in 2 very much. Like in even this one is a full-on tank set. So you can build, I want to be the guy that's in front, taking the damage. You go down to your skills, there's like this shield here. You can use this tank version of it for that set, and you can use almost any gun with it too, so you don't feel weak. I cannot recommend this game highly enough. Obviously this isn't going to be a review. Maybe I'll do one if there's an appetite for it, go over everything more. Boy, the Master Chief one ended up being over 20 minutes. I think a full Division 2 review and Warlords of New York review would probably be just as long. I hope you guys enjoyed. I cannot recommend this game enough. I have been having a blast playing it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you do subscribe, hit that little bell so you'll know whenever we put up something. I can't thank you enough for watching, and we will see you here next time on XboxEra.